Welcome back, Eagle fans. We just completed Week 7. Now we're headed into Week 8 of the 2025 OCS football season. I'm Daniel Kirkendall. I'm here with head coach Stephen Fitzhugh, and we're going to talk about last week's game against the Beekman Charter Tigers and, of course, the upcoming matchup against the Mangham Dragons. Do want to thank McDonald's on Highway 165 North in Monroe for sponsoring our weekly coaches show. All right, Coach, 7-0. 3-0 in district, halfway through the district season, 3 games to go. A good win against the Beekman Charter Tigers, 52-0. Coach, one thing that stood out to me in this game was we had 45 points at halftime. This was, we anticipated this being our biggest test, and then we come out in the first half, put 45 points on, and don't look back. So
that was a great outing because, again, we knew that was going to be a tough battle. I mean, Beekman, you put on the film, and against Faraday, Oak Grove, Mangham, they came out in all of those games and put great sustaining drives together, marching the ball down the field, putting points on the board early, and again, just they had good size, and so. For us to come out and get a great start like that was huge to get some momentum going and stuff like that. And, again, for defense to keep them in check and then offense to go out and, again, first drive to score in 3 or 4 plays was a great way, just setting the tone for that game. And so real proud of our guys, the effort that they played with.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game, fantastic first half. Especially by our defense, 4th shutout this season in 7 games. So we've had 4 shutouts, allowed 14 in game 1, and then 6 points in consecutive games before the Beekman Charter game, for a total of 26 points on the season, 369-26. We have outscored opponents, and we've seen that. But I do want to tell you this, Coach: only 7 of those points are in the first half. The rest of those points that we've allowed have been in the second half. So in the first half, we've outscored opponents 256-7 on the season. Not only that, we held Beekman to 5 first downs, 58 total yards, 7 rushing yards on 31 attempts. And I just thought our defense just played fantastic. And I do want to mention Landon Waller, because Landon Waller, I think it was their first possession or second possession, had back-to-back sacks. Ended up with
that was huge. That was huge. Him coming off the edge like that and putting them in long yardage situation right off the bat, because as a running team, that's something that you want to try to avoid in order to maintain your rhythm and stuff like that. So those sacks by him were huge.
Yeah, no doubt. You gotta, if you're a running team, you gotta stay ahead of the sticks, and you gotta try to at least stay within striking distance as far as points go. And that went kind of out the window pretty quick for the Tigers. Landon Waller actually had those 2 sacks, but he had 3 sacks total and 3 tackles for loss. He accounted for negative 44 yards for the Tigers, so he would have been our second leading rusher or receiver with those 44 yards. So a fantastic night for Landon, fantastic season for Landon. He's just done a great job, especially getting in the backfield. Coach, we won a turnover battle for the first time in a couple weeks, and that really, the interception and the fumble, that's what really put the game out of the reach for the Tigers.
It did. Abram Parker had the strip and fumble recovery that put us in great field position to get an early score, and then Boyan's interception right there at the end of the half to hit 42 points was huge. And so. Anytime defense can get turnovers, give yourself, great field position, offense capitalize on it, that's always big.
Yeah, that really put it out of reach for them. We saw a couple things I do want to ask you about. Bo Devaney came in the game and actually ended up being the leading receiver last Thursday night. But he came in for Patrick Turpin. I guess Patrick had some type of nagging thing. Hopefully he'll be okay. I don't know what his status is. It's Wednesday right now, so I imagine he's probably, day to day trying to get over that. But I thought Bo stepped in, did a good job filling in for him. I thought Jude and Eli both ran the ball well. Each had a pair of touchdowns. I think together they averaged about 13 yards a carry. Jude went over 100 yards, so that's been kind of a nice duo or complement running back with Eli and Jude.
It is. They both stepped in, did a great job. run the football. They both run hard, explosive, good speed, and getting better and better with just, again, seeing where the running lanes are. And, offensive line did a great job of opening things up, just running their tracks and doing what they're supposed to be doing. So it was big.
Yeah, you mentioned the offensive line, and I know we weren't as efficient at passing as we have been the past couple weeks, but I think, and you can tell me, but it looked like they were dropping a lot of people into coverage. And so that we were really able to say, hey, offensive line, I want you to go just blow it wide open, and we're going to run through there. And that's what happened. They did a great job.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. And so that's the good thing about having a balanced offense is what is the defense giving you? Where can you attack? And so, that opened things up for the running game for sure.
Well, we made quick work of it, 52-0. Got home at a decent time that night because we got the 45 before halftime, which is always good. But now that sets us up for the second half of our district, which is, I think, I can safely say that's the tougher half.
There's no doubt. I mean, realize we're blessed to be 7-0 right now. Looking at our schedule, the teams that we have beaten, there's a couple on there that have not won a game yet.
That's right.
Or just one game. But all of these teams that we play here on out, Mangham has 6 wins. Faraday, Oak Grove, same scenario. Those guys got 5 or 6 wins right there, and these 3 teams that we're getting ready to play as of right now, just those 3 teams have more combined wins than our previous 7 opponents, and so it gets a lot tougher from here on out this last half of the district.
It definitely does. I looked at that too. I think General Trask is at 3-3, and they're the only team that's at 500. Everybody else we play, some teams have no wins on the season. So it is definitely going to be a step up in competition. I think it's something that your team's looking forward to. And we're going to talk about that in just a minute. We're going to go do our senior spotlight. We're going to take a short break, get a word from our sponsor, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the Mangham Dragons. All right, so stay tuned and come back with us for this week's Coach's Show.
Looking for a reason to try the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's.
Welcome back, Eagle fans. It is time for our Week 8 Senior Spotlight. I'm here with number 22 wide receiver, Maddox Fitzhugh. Maddox, first of all, I want to say thanks for missing class and getting out of class and coming down and spending some time with us today. And I love watching you out there on Friday nights. You're on the receiver. A lot of times you're split out wide almost all the time. And this year you've got 3 touchdowns, 11 catches, 178 yards. So it's been a good season. One thing I like about your game is what you do with the ball after you catch it. It's like people have a hard time getting their hands on you. You're pretty elusive after you catch it. And so it's good to see that this year. And I'll go ahead and bring it up, though. Last year, all season, you had 1 catch. So this year, you're an integral part of our offense. Like, we rely on you a lot. So talk about that kind of off season or your preparation going into this year, knowing that you had a chance to play more. I mean, what changed with you? Was it the preparation? Was it just your overall mindset? Was it just the opportunity? Talk about your role on this team.
Yes, sir. Last year, I only had 1 catch. I had some guys ahead of me, did a real good job, Cam Voyon. And so going into the offseason, I knew I'm going to have to work a little bit harder to get to where I want to be this year. So I had to do that and really just hone in on that. Okay,
did you come up here and run some routes, get Luke up here and stuff like that?
Yes, sir. A lot of that. A lot of going to camps. Really doing good in 7-on-7, stuff like that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, that stuff's, it's got to help because, we've seen the way our team has operated on offense this year, and we've really been clicking. It's been fun to watch, and, of course, you're a big part of that, especially our receiving corps, man. You got to love our receiving corps this year with Patrick and Luke and a couple other guys, Ridge that have filled in. I mean, those are your boys, right?
Yes, sir. I know. It's kind of fun. A lot of different tools we can use.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so what about this, though? Maddox Fitzhugh. Fitzhugh, you got the same last name as our head football coach. And most people, when they see you, wouldn't know that you were father or son, but you are. And you've grown up in a football household, right? You've got brothers and your dad. So what's that been like? I mean, talk about just your typical week growing up and being in a football house.
It's been fun, honestly. A lot of times after school, my older brothers come home from football practice, and the first thing I do is, y'all want to go throw the ball in the yard. And I know they were like really tired and probably didn't want to do that, but they love football, so they'd come play football with me in the yard. And lots of games, lots of times I'd play against my sister and stuff, swag ball and stuff like that. And really just is really fun. Glad to be a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, both of your brothers played at Harding, so you got to go up there and watch them play in college. But I bet it was it's a unique environment for someone to grow up in. And now it's really neat to see you out there, doing your thing. So you've been around OCS football, I guess, probably as long as you can remember. What this is you're a senior this year, so that's a lot of OCS football. Tell us a couple of your favorite moments that you remember, being part of this program.
Oh, there's so many. I'd say some of my favorites are definitely Calvary 2019 coming back. That was just crazy. I remember that like it was yesterday. And then just before, like when we go to the Dome, staying in the hotel nights before with your teammates, that's probably one of the funnest OCS memories I ever have. And
you got to experience that several times, even as a kid coming up, right? So we're in your dad's office right now, and I see the family pictures up here of all these, these playoff pictures and in the Dome and things like that. So it is a really neat thing. I know you have a ton of memories, but I've had the privilege, honor of having you in class, and also watching you out here on the football field. Also, you do some other things here at OCS. Talk about some other things that you like to do at OCS.
I'm on the basketball team. I do track. I'm in FCA and Key Club, and Impact Club.
Yeah, so y'all had a pretty good basketball season last year. That was good to see. It looks like the program's going in the right direction. So I know you're excited about it. You told me that. I'm excited about watching you play basketball, but I think we got some unfinished business on the football field for this season. So hopefully we'll take care of business out there and get to watch you out on the track and in the gym. So you graduate in a couple months. What's you got any plans for next year?
Yes, sir. I'll probably be heading off to ULM, which is just right down the road, study business.
Oh yeah, so you get to stay in town. Well, that'll be good. Well, Maddox, again, man, it's a joy to just know you, but also a pleasure interviewing you. I appreciate your time. Wish you all the best. Hope you have a great season, both football, basketball, track, whatever else it is. Hope you have a great senior year. And, man, everybody's rooting for you. So thank you again. And thank you guys for staying tuned. Learn a little bit more about Maddox Fitzhugh, kind of behind the helmet. We're going to get into the game this week against Mangham in just a moment with Coach Fitzhugh. But before we do, we'll take another break for a word from our sponsor. Stay tuned.
Looking for a reason to try the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5. That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's.
Well, welcome back, Eagle fans. Week 8. It's feels like it's gotten here pretty quickly. We're 7-0 on the season, and got our easily our toughest matchup of the season coming up to this point. Maybe overall, it appears we're going to travel down to Mangham, take on the Mangham Dragons. They are currently sitting at 6-1. Only loss is week 1 to Gina. Close game. I actually think they had the lead, and Gina came back and won by 1 score. Coming off a big win against Oak Grove last week, won 42-28 last week, and so it's a big district matchup. It's a big matchup for 2 programs that are very familiar with one another. As a matter of fact, this will be the 30th time historically that we face off against Mangham. And hey, the last time we went to Mangham and came home with a loss was in 2014, and I believe you were there for that. That was the last time we lost at Mangham. And Coach, I dug a little deeper. You're 11-3 versus Mangham since you've been the head coach here. So last year, though, Mangham came here. We won 50-16. And a little bit about that game, Coach. Halfway through the second quarter, we were up 7-0, and from about the 6-minute mark to about the 2-minute mark, we score 3 touchdowns, take it to 28-0. Mangham scores right before halftime. We go into the half, we're up 28-6, and going into the second half, we really don't look back from there. We score, the next, I think, however many points, we score 3 or 4 more touchdowns in the second half, and that's it. What do you remember about that game from last year and historically with Mangham?
Well, it's always going to be a battle. And again, you go history-wise. I mean, teams are different through the years, different coaches, different style of offense, defense, things like that. But like you said last year, it's 7-0 right there, with 6 minutes left in the half, and so. They're a well-coached, well-disciplined team, run a great scheme offensively. Bo Meeks coordinates the offense over there and throws a lot at you. They're very similar to us in the sense of running the ball, passing the ball. They can do both. They're capable of making big plays either way. They're capable of moving the ball down the field either way. And so that poses a threat right there. Kobe Casey there at quarterback is such a better quarterback this year than last year when he's freshman. He's bigger, he's stronger. You can tell on film. That he's matured a lot from last year to this year and does a great job of leading this offense. Did a great job last year, but like I say, physically, he's just so much stronger now than he was last year. Willie Randolph right there at running back, and he's not the only one. They'll use Cade Poland, Reggie Roberson there at running back at times as well, and both those guys are very capable. Both of them start on defense and lead a great defense over there. And Cam Allen's a big D lineman up front that they just have good balance all the way through with size on their offense and defensive line, good speed at all the other positions, offensively and defensively. And so, there's no weak spots. They're a solid team all the way through and through. And, again, we have to be prepared in all phases of the game. Our offense, defense, special teams is going to have to execute in all 3 phases because, again, they're well-coached, well-disciplined. And, again, it's going to be a battle just like it was last year. I mean, right now we're both sitting at 3-0 in district, and this certainly whoever wins this game's in the driver's seat.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I do want to talk about the what the implications are of this game in a minute. But before I do, so you mentioned Colby Casey, the quarterback, really good player, really dangerous player. Is a sophomore this year. Last year, when he was a freshman and they came here and played, we got to him. We sacked him 5 times in that game. But overall, and I think this was the difference in the game, last year's game, is Mangham was 2 of 12 on 3rd down. So when it came time for our defense to make a stop and put pressure on Casey, he was a freshman at that time, we did, and also stopped them from converting those 3rd downs and killed those drives. This year, I think this team is a little bit different, at least on film, because they're averaging almost 50 points a game this year. So they're moving the ball up and down the field.
Yeah, they are, and they're, again, majority of their starters and those skill positions back. I mean, there's nothing like experience, especially for a quarterback. And so, he's just a lot more settled this year and sees things better and handles things better. And again, just when you return that many starters, you're just more in a rhythm and a sync with each other and stuff like that.
Well, this team is definitely going to be the most multi-dimensional team that we've played. That they can hurt us, on the field with multiple different players. The quarterback can be unpredictable. Like you said, he can run it, he can throw it. So it's going to be a challenge to our defense. And as far as the implications go, like you said, I mean, it is for the district. There's nothing beyond pride when it comes to winning the district, though. You can get a banner and things like that. It doesn't help you in the playoffs. But a win in this game on Friday night would help Mangham in the playoffs as well as us in terms of our positioning, trying to get, I think Mangham's actually playing for a #1 seed, and we're probably playing to get in the, in the top 8, hopefully the top 4, with a win here and winning out on the season. So.
Yeah, I mean, you do. Every victory just helps your power points that much more. And so it's certainly beating a team that has a lot of wins when you get your opponent's wins. I mean, that's a big difference.
Yeah, so, all right, so we have not played at Mangham since 2016, so it's been 9 years. And as a matter of fact, Coach, I've never been to a football game at Mangham High School. And so, what's the environment going to be like? You expect the Dragon Faithful to show up?
Oh, they have a great crowd, great following. I mean, when they go on the road, they're going to bring a good crowd. And, great, they do. They have a great fan base, and it will be a great atmosphere. One of the best ones ever was back in 2011. We played them in the semis. We were 13-0, and they were 13-0. And, in my 30 years here, that was one of the top 2 biggest environments of high school football that I've been in, that we've played in. And, so it's going to be a lot of folks there. And again, both sides, the stands will be packed, and, probably have people standing around, fences watching as well. And so it'll be a great atmosphere Friday night.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm excited about it. I know a lot of people have been excited about this game all year. Getting to face off against Mangham last year. I know we talked about the game, but they were a young team last year. They returned most of what they have, so they'll be improved from last year, and it should be just an outstanding regular season football game with implications both in district and for playoffs down the road. Well, Coach, as always, I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I know you have a lot to do. I also want to thank you guys for tuning in, and come on out to Mangham Friday night, 7 o'clock, as we take on the Dragons. Look to move to 7-0 and position ourselves for a district championship this year. Thanks for watching. I'm Daniel Kirkendall here with Coach Stephen Fitzhugh. Go Eagles.